Definition of goals and objectives. What are you trying to accomplish? Hi, I'm Jeshua.
And I'm Takara.
From Magnificent You. I'll give you those definitions in a moment, but first we need to tell you a story.
So the story is about me setting a goal. I've been writing for decades, okay? But I had decided I wanted to be a best-selling author. But you can't just wake up one morning and go, I want to be a best-selling author, and then suddenly, woohoo, it happens, right? That is not how that works at all.
If only.
Right? So there's several things involved. First of all, you have to write a whole book, and you also have to know all the steps and stages of, putting a book together, and then what does it mean to publish a book, and how do you launch a book, and how do you promote a book, and how, what are all the steps involved? How do you do interior design? What the heck's a cover? Editing, oh my goodness, right? There's just a million things with getting a book from an idea into the marketplace, okay? So I had to come up with what are all those steps. And I literally created a spreadsheet as I was learning from a ton of different sources what all that is. I created a spreadsheet. It had so many lines. It was crazy. But I wanted to do it well, right? Now, my only goal with this first book was I wanted to understand how publishing works. So my long-term goal was I wanted to be a best-selling author. But with this very first book in print, I didn't really think that was possible. So I did my best. I did every step I could think of, and I did it to the best of my ability. That book came in number 2 in its category. I was a best-selling author the first time out of the gate, right? But that's because I did all these steps, and I studied the steps, and I mastered the steps, and I worked hard.
Right.
I worked really, really hard. Okay. So what you have to realize is there are things involved in achieving a long-term goal like that. Okay. So that gets us into what are goals and objectives.
Right. So according to the definition that Forbes gives us, goals are typically long-term, overarching ideas concerning what you want for your business, your personal life, whatever that may be. And objectives are usually shorter term and measurable. Many objectives may lead you to your goal. So in the example of the published book, the goal was best-selling book, and all of those different things that she had to do along the way, learning interior design, editing the book, writing the book, all of those different things would have been objectives toward that goal.
Exactly. And if you don't like these terms, okay, goal is obvious, but if you don't like the word objective, then use the word steps,
right.
Okay? But you want it to be something that it's okay, this is important to get me there, check mark, right? And when you write lists like that and you do check marks, you get dopamine. You get a little dopamine hit, right?
Yeah,
so it helps you stay motivated, okay? Now, I'm not saying make just a bunch of lists so you can mark things off. I do know people that do that. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, because then you're just dopamine spiking to dopamine spike, and you're not actually
accomplishing anything.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
But so when you're setting goals, one of the things that I often tell people to do is look at all the different areas of your life, okay? You've got health, you've got wealth, you've got family, you've got your hobbies, you've got your career. Maybe you want to travel, maybe you want a new home, maybe you want to move. There's a lot of different things. But you want to make sure that you're being balanced. If your only goal is about more money, that's, if you need more money, you need more money, right? But don't do it at the expense of family time or, taking some downtime for yourself and taking care of your health and things like that. So think about all those different goals. I remember, when you think about hobbies, I used to date this guy who was a professional cyclist. What I mean is, he would road race on bicycles, for a purse, for money. And he was quite good, Anyway, so I was standing there with one of his buddies' wives, right? We were like the support crew for the guys out on the road, doing this thing. And she was complaining. She was bitching and moaning and complaining about all the money he spent on this sport. Now, her husband was gorgeous. Okay, this guy was just oh my goodness, he was fit because he bicycled all the time, but he also had upper body definition and stuff, so he probably also lifted weights, or he was just built really well, whatever genetics he got, you know. But he was like super fit. And yes, every now and then he'd drop $1,000 or more on a new bicycle. But I looked at her and I saw her like complaining about all this, and I was like, I just looked at her and I said, you know, he could have the hobby of doing drugs, right? That would be way more expensive. Like, to me, it was ludicrous that she was so upset about the hobby thing. But that leads me right into another idea, which is my friend Penelope Jane Smith. When she teaches her 3-day workshop for, you know, helping you manage your money, one of the ideas she has in there is that if you are married or you're cohabitating with somebody significant and you have pooled your funds, right? You put your money together in a bank account or multiple accounts or whatever that looks like. She's like, you each need to have your own separate little pile of money that's just for play. Okay? It's just your play money. It might be a little tiny bit. It might be, you know, $1,000 a piece every month. It's whatever your income will allow, right? You need to be saving money. You need to be doing all that stuff. But if you need some spending money to mitigate all the arguments people have about, he bought this again, or she bought this again, you know, like all these stupid fights that couples have, she's just like, have these little accounts. You're allowed to spend it on anything you want to, because it's there for you to do that. And so it ends the war. Anyway, the reason I wanted to share that is when you get our bonuses for trying Secrets of Success, getting to attend her 3-day workshop is included as one of the bonuses, right? It costs you nothing to do. So there's that.
A free 3-day workshop on money. All right, then.
Exactly.
Okay. Because you're serious about changing your life, you'll learn way more about goal setting and achievement when you sign up for the free trial of Secrets of Success using our link. Since you made it this far into the video, we know you'll love our future videos as well, so go ahead and drop this one a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below.
So we want to know, what goals are you going to set?
Right.
Until next time.